you guys. Ginger Cook here, and on this wonderful, fun acrylic painting Thursday, we're going to be doing a spring magnolia blossoms on a little branch. It's very simple. It's going to be easy to do. I think I'm going to show you a few things you may not have thought about when you're doing a painting like this. Someone's going to actually win the painting that's part of our live studio audience. We still have a set of our Salvador paints that one of our live studio audience members could win if they entered in the contest. We're drawing for that, and more stuff. So stay tuned, and we'll get right to it.
Ginger Cook, the queen of color, with a blazing brush at the speed of light, and a blank canvas, and a hearty yes and yes. The queen of color, Ginger Cook, and her sidekick, John Little, teach you to paint with acrylics. Oh, Ginger, 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 Ginger,
Hi, John.
Ginger,
Hi, John.
Ginger, 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 Ginger.
Well,
It's Thursday.
It's Thursday. It's time to paint something else. Great fun. Yes and yes.
Time to paint.
Time to paint. And I would show you what we did Monday, but it's already been mailed and shipped. It's gone. Somebody won it and it's gone. It was a cool
We don't
painting,
mess
too.
around.
But what was interesting was that Monday, if you didn't catch the show, I showed you the secret of how to get a very vibrant pink that almost is impossible to get any other way. Showed you that, so if you haven't, be sure to catch out Monday show if you didn't.
Oh, that was a lesson that you went through such an ugly stage.
Yeah, the flower, and that's an important thing. A lot of paintings go through a stage that just
You're ready to
doesn't
throw it
look
out.
well. And here's something to consider. One of the reasons it's helpful to watch lots of videos like what we do is that we show you. For instance, if you went to the Taj Mahal and saw it today in India, that gorgeous palace that was like a tomb for this, that Taj's wife, who passed away, and he built this monument kind of tomb thing for her. But I mean, everybody that goes to India sees that, or they can, and it's gorgeous. But even that building had an ugly stage, and if you saw it when they were breaking ground, it would be hard to imagine the picturesque, gorgeous building that's there today, or even if it was halfway through. And think of your paintings very much like a building or a house when it's in the stud stages, where it's if you're building your own house, you may have, I've said this before, but you may have invited your friends over. Let's come see my new house, and they come over, and you've got the lot cleared, and the cement slabs there, and there's a few studs sticking up, and you walk them through and say, "There's my kitchen, and that's going to be my window," and people are looking, going, "Uh-huh." Because you've seen the plans, so you've actually seen the final picture, and they're clueless, and they have no idea what you're talking about. It's important as artists to understand what it has to look like first. And otherwise, you're going to get to that part where it looks bad, and you're thinking, "Well, I suck at this."
And then throw it out.
I'll throw it out, and that's
give up on it.
And give up on it, So I would say that's one of the wonderful reasons. If you never, we have so many wonderful tutorials on YouTube. If you just made it a point to watch a couple every week, rewatch them. There's tips in every one. We're going to give you some tips tonight. All these things, really help up your art education. It's fabulous. And most of you have said when we took a poll that you wanted to get better. So I'm going to assume that's true, okay?
85% of you
said you wanted to get better. And one of the ways that's one of the ways you can get better is understanding how a painting is constructed. And that one on Monday was a key one on how to get from the ugly stage to the final stage and layer, and how you have to build a flower like that.
And not give up.
So, that being said, let's just shout out to our moderators who are
moderating.
Who are moderating. What do moderators do, John? People want to know.
The moderators will keep the trolls, people that come into our room and misbehave, or people that are getting the subject a little off topic. There's certain things that we don't talk about. We don't do religion, and we don't do politics. So you may get a timeout if you bring up those topics. The gals will delete the message, and if you're persistent, you will be blocked.
Yeah. So even though
behave yourselves.
Yeah. So, and even though most of us are still staying home and and we're not doing quarantine quickies anymore. We did increase to, instead of once a week, we have increased to twice a week. And I want to just give everybody, I'm going to look at the camera here, a fist bump here.
Oh,
you know,
we're doing that? Yeah.
little
Here.
fist bump here, you guys.
And we're doing this why?
Because it's solidarity,
Oh,
it's
okay,
fist bump,
gotcha.
it's we're together in our studios.
And we're still here.
We're still here,
Still
we're
here.
hanging in there, you guys. And I know that sometimes this is a
pain.
You know what it is, John? What it is that the
It's
way
not
most
normal.
of us were punished as children and how we
Yes.
punished our children was timeouts. And
You know,
did you ever get one of those?
No.
You never got grounded?
I've never heard of a timeout. No, I didn't. Me get grounded? Me? Hello?
the angel child? What? You know, that
Not
was
me.
considered the punishment. You know, here is a weekend, your friends are all going to a party, you're not going because you've been grounded. And I think people are feeling very grounded right now. Very kind of somehow punished, and at least by the universe, you know, not by any particular individual, but that the universe somehow has given them a little bit of a punishment. And so I just thought, we're going to paint in lots of bright colors, lots of flowers. Let's just try to feel better. Yes and yes?
Yes and yes.
And remember, someone's going to win this. How you win it?
Well, they're going to have to wait till I give them a link. I haven't done that yet.
John hasn't done this link yet, so the link has to come up, and that's in the chat. So if
It will be in the chat.
And if you're watching this after we've aired the show, there's no way to win it. So don't write me and say, I wish I understood how to win it. How you have to understand how to win it. You got to be with us.
You got to be
win
here
it.
during the live show.
The live
It's the only way to
broadcast.
do it.
And then,
We have tried in the past doing one out of live, and nobody participated.
No. So what we're going to be painting tonight are these flowers and
Those look
this
like
green
magnolia
background.
blossoms.
But these magnolia flowers and this green background, these little buds, right? Now I have what you're seeing here as my canvas. Different. I wanted to start with a green background. Could have used really any of these. A lot of people might have started with a very light one, say like this. But I'm going to start with a darker one here. And this is just a dark green. If you're not using the Salvador paints, you'd probably just mix this with ultramarine blue and yellow. You know, get a nice dark green. Maybe even put a little phthalo blue in it too. Would give you this kind of color. But just, you know, so we're going to put these away now. A little stack of paints.
We do have a question right off the bat,
Yeah.
and it's a good question right off the bat. First thing in the evening show here. Isabel is asking, let me get to that. Isabel is asking, I want to join the junior membership. Does the monthly membership start beginning of the month? No. It starts when you start. You get billed every 30 days. So if you get paid, you know, if you have money coming in at a certain time, say you get paid on the 10th and you want to make sure that you have money in your account to keep it going, don't sign up on the 10th because 30 days moves around. The 10th won't become the 11th sometimes. It will become the 9th or the 8th other day, in other months. So give yourself some leeway there.
Good, that's
But
important.
it's 30 days from whenever you sign up.
Okay. So as
wanted
I'm
to do that
painting
before I
this,
forgot.
this is real canvas. This is the Paramount canvas sheets. What I want to do is
As opposed
just,
to fake
I
canvas.
need some blending happening here. So I'm going to start, I'm actually going to repaint the background again with some, this is the Salvador, this is their darker green. I'll put a little blue with it. And I'm just going to come up here again a little bit with the darker green color. And I'm just going to give this a second coat, okay? But I want to come up this way like this. Now I'm going to start changing the angle of my colors. It's kind of a wide, what is this, a 5/8 inch angle brush coming up like this. And I'm going to come toward the center like that. See what I'm doing? Literally, there you go. So this, there you go, sort of toward the center. Now I'm going to take some light green and I'm going to come down from the top and then come and lift up. Come down from the top and lift up. Come down from the top and just kind of cross over that wet paint that I just did. Wipe the brush off because I'm kind of like mopping a floor. I'm picking up some of the lighter color, right, like that. Kind of keep coming down. See that? There you go. Now, as I come down into this, just going to keep pulling this down and lifting. Pull down and lift up. Pull down and lift up. Yes and yes? Yes, everybody's clear on how you might do that?
Pull down
Okay.
and lift up. Makes sense.
Yeah. So
Airplane taking off.
Now remember, acrylics paint from light to dark, so let's just take a little yellow and start at the top again.
Acrylics paint from what?
You paint from dark to light, so you're going to come down here. Watercolors paint from light to dark. Acrylics paint from dark to light. So I'm going to come down here and lift up again with this a little bit more. Just paint on one side of the brush, bring it down, lift up. Okay, lighten this up a little bit more here, like that. Now I want it a little lighter than this, okay? But that's a good sort of starbursty start on it, right? That's pretty good. Now if I want it lighter than this, the question is, would I dry it? Well, let's just play with this for a minute. If I didn't dry it and I rinsed my brush, and then I kind of got all that dark green out, and I got a little bit of this, say a little bit of yellow and a little bit of that gold color, okay? And I started up here and very gently lifted it up. Streak this down, lifted it up, get some more paint each time. Streak it down, lift it up, streak it down, lift it up. There we go. Streak it down, lift it up. Now at some point I have to rinse the brush because what's happening, like mopping a floor, you're picking up the dark green underneath. So let's do it a little more. Let's just come on down here. See the paint just on this side of the brush. Start here and then pull down, lift up. Lift up. A little more of this gold color. Okay, lifting up. Can still build up. I'm kind of flattening the brush out. If you don't lift up, here's your secret. If you don't lift up, you'll get a mark. You stop and then you lift up like an airplane taking off on a runway, okay? Now I'm taking a little bit more of that gold. I want a few more of this gold down here like that. Okay? Now at this point, here, can we do a little more like that? There we go. Alright, so see? Now, I want this lighter still. So then the question remains, would it be in my best interest to dry it, or should I keep going? I'm going to I'm going to rinse the brush. I'm going to start with a little titanium white, okay? Now I'm going to start up here again, pull down and lift up, pull down and lift up. Now, okay, here we go. Pull down and lift up, lift, 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 a little bit more white. Lift up, not going down quite as far this time, before I'm lifting it. Blending it just a little bit with a few streaks. But at this point, we're doing an awful lot of because the paint's wet, we're doing a lot more, what I would tell you was with blending. Does that make sense? They come out this way. That's dried a little bit. Let's take some of this light green right here. A bit of this light green color. I love this color. This is called yellow green, and it's a really lovely light color. If you needed to make that, it would be phthalo blue and yellow, mostly yellow with a little phthalo blue and white. That's how you make that.
Phthalo is so kryptonite.
Yeah, it's a little bit of that. So let's see. We got a little bit heavy there. It's all right. We know what. A little more white right here.
The link has been posted into the chat, ladies.
Okay. Now I'm going to damp brush, no paint on it. Now, okay, with me? And I'm just going to then, because this is wet, I'm just going to blend out these edges like this. Do you see that? I'm going to just a little bit of damp brush. I'm just going to blend this out a little bit more right here on the edge. Okay, with me? Come here like that. Let's take a little bit of our dark green color, come back up like that. Remember, you can go from, this is the thing, you can start at the bottom and come up if you got a little carried away. But this is a good thing to practice. This can be very pretty. I still don't have as light a color as I want on this. Is that okay? I just don't. So what could I do? Because the question is, do you have to dry it? When do you not have to dry it? When can you just leave something like this kind of pretty and just not dry it? Let's dry it and I'll show you.
Well, you know it's going to go dark once you start drying.
Yeah, so we're going to dry this, and then I'm going to show you what we're going to do next, okay?
Alrighty. As she's muted, we got her quieted down. I'm sorry to see that Canada's getting charged $100 for the Salvador kit. I just purchased 4 kits yesterday at 1995. They brought it back down to 1995, and I took our discount coupon, another 15% off of that. And they'll be delivered on Saturday. So I'm sorry that Canada, maybe you guys should buy it in the U.S. and have it shipped across. I know she's working on it, but Canada, you guys are just tough to get into. As far as, we got the link out there now. If you are watching this live, look for the link that the moderator puts in with the secret word. The secret word today is Magnolia. So make sure you look for both of those pieces of information, the link and the secret word, and enter that contest, and you are G to G. That's good to go. There you go.
So the next color I'm going to get out is Zinc White. And if you don't, you really can't mix this. This is something, it's titanium white is very opaque. Zinc White is, it has more of a translucent quality to it. And I still want some lighter streaks. I'm going to just come down here with the Zinc White. And this is all dry now. Start up here. And I'm going to just bring it down. The brush is slightly damp. Bringing it down over this green. Do you see how I've got this? This is a good way to put streaks in an ocean. If you're like, for instance, if you had this all blue under here and you had a dolphin or something, it was all dark blue. You can, show the light coming down. So just paint on one side of the brush. Start off the canvas and pull and lift up. Okay? Pull and lift up. Now one of the things that this my painting had, I'm going to take a little zinc in that yellow color because I want a little bit more gold over here. Now look at that, I'm barely touching this now. Look how I'm streaking over that. Isn't that pretty? And this is what's called dry brushing, and it makes a huge difference. Just makes a huge difference. If you want a few little gold streaks somewhere here, you want to just suggest that there's light here. You can just sort of dry brush over this, and now you've got these beautiful, beautiful streaks, which, I think was one of the things that was sort of pretty about this photograph, was it had these beautiful streaks. Now, at this point, I might even put a couple more white ones in here, just making this even. I'll exaggerate this a little bit more in a couple places. This is the Zinc White. I'm going to exaggerate that just a bit more right up in here.
Hey, we'd like to thank Miss Brooke for the super chat donation. Really appreciate that, my lady.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Sometimes after our shows aired even, we'll have people that will go over to our website and contribute to our scholarship fund, and want to thank everybody that does that. It's very kind. All right, so this is pretty much the background I want on there for my. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so.
I bet you're gonna want to dry again.
I'm just going to dry this real quick. And John, tell them the question had come up. Judy brought it up. John's son puts our reference photos up from YouTube on our boss site, Beginner Acrylic Artist site. And he was moving this week and didn't have internet. Maybe you could explain about that and when that's going to be up, or if it's up.
It's up now. All right, we'll get you covered. All right, we were a little delayed. Charlie, my son, moved into a new apartment, and he thought he'd have internet right away, but the company said, oh, we only come out a certain day of the week. And he missed that day, so he had to wait a week before they would come and get his internet hooked up. So we are back up to date. He just finished them up this afternoon, so the last two have been posted with their reference materials. And that is at the beginneracrylicartist.com. You can join for free. You won't have access to much, but if you do the $4.95, you have access to all of the YouTube 2020 reference material, plus our monthly photo challenge. And this challenge is challenging. I've had a couple people partake in it. I have not had a lot, which I find interesting. Just because it's out of your comfort zone, I find it interesting you're not willing to give it a try, because you can't go wrong. Just saying.
Okay, we ready for this?
We are indeed, my
Finish
queen.
scolding everybody over there for not playing in your
Yeah.
in your contest.
Because all they want is silly flowers, the same things over and over. No, let's broaden our horizons, people.
Okay, we're gonna put in our branch, and I want you to think of spaghetti.
Ooh,
You know?
dinner time.
And have you ever? Did anyone ever tell you that when you can tell if spaghetti's done because you can pick it up, and kind of throw it against the wall, if it sticks, then it's cooked? Did you ever hear that?
Yes, I have heard that,
heard
but I
that,
do
right?
not throw my spaghetti against the wall.
Well,
I take one out and taste
we
it and go,
do
yeah,
not
this is
want
how I want it.
I've given you this really gross visual now. We do not want spaghetti branches.
We don't want spaghetti
If
branches
you
thrown
look
against
out
the
the
wall.
window, if you could just plant a tree and look out the window and then there was a branch, kind of all curved like a piece of spaghetti. It doesn't grow that way. It goes a little bit at a time, and then it kind of turns and crookeds and does. It goes doop 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 doop. Right? Yes. So we're gonna wet the brush. We've got a smaller brush now. This is a half-inch. What is this? What is this? I should get my glasses on. A half-inch. Yeah. So I'm going to start with some brown and a little purple.
Or are you using 5/8 in the
Yeah,
background?
and I want to start about
Always
about in
angle
the
iron.
middle. I want to
Angle.
start in the middle, and I'm going to come over here. So one of the things you can do, and I'll show you another little secret. Here's the trick: is that don't do this blindly. Say if you're going to start here, put a little dot, right? Let's see. Maybe I've got some softer chalk here. Once you paint on that, it's not as happy. All right, so I'm going to start right here, right? And I want to end up here, up a little higher than halfway over here, at least 3 fingers from the edge. And then I want one down here. In the middle part, it's going to come down, and then it's going to go up. So, did you ever do dot the dots?
Oh, I remember dot to dot, yeah.
Do a few dots, like dot the dots. If you haven't tried dot the dots for figuring out where your stuff goes, it's great. You don't need a whole line. Just do a few dot to dots. Okay? Yes and yes? So, now that I've showed you that neat trick, you're going, wow, why didn't I think of that? So I know for my dots, I'm going to come down this way. What do we know? That branches are thicker where they start and then they get tinier. We're going to come along here. We're going to come up here like this. And then we're going to make the turn.
You're just hooking your dots together.
And we're going to just, instead of drawing the branch, we're just going to use the just the width of the brush as the length before we change direction. So rather than draw a complete line, just see how I'm able to create the branch. Yeah, this is way cool, right? We're able to create the branch. Okay, wait, just get enough paint on there, and then just holding the branch, the brush flat against the canvas. Look at that. I mean, that's kind of cool, right? And we're going to come up here and we're going to say that there's this one. It's kind of a hard turn here, but we'll make it. It's doing this. And there you go. Now, the advantage of doing something like this, all right? The advantage, let's see, we're going to make this a little thicker here. The advantage of doing something like this is that you've got, you can let the brush be the width of your flower.
This has come up a couple of times, my queen.
Yes?
If you're going to continue using the Salvador paint kits, are you going to put labels out on them? Are you going to start saying what colors things are? Are we going to have to learn these colors?
You know, this is an excellent point, isn't it? All right, let's talk about that for a minute. Okay, so
Because there's so many, there's 24 colors.
That's their purple, which is actually says it's in the wrong tube. It's ultramarine blue, but it's actually their purple. That's their carmine red. That's their that's carmine, and then the other one is these are the two reds. The other one is permanent violet. Okay, this is a burnt. What was this? Burnt sienna.
Maybe we should put them out there just for you.
Yeah, and then this was a yellow and kind of an orange yellow, and this was their light green. Okay, and this is actually magenta. So I want you to see how close these are. I wanted to show you that. That's a good point, Babalu. Here's some white paint, and there's that's their magenta, kind of their equivalent of magenta, their violet, right? And then Here's some white paint, and here's actual magenta. It's very similar, is it not? The difference.
So what you're saying, the real magenta, that's the golden?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
just the golden magenta, and their permanent violet is pretty close to magenta.
It's
It's a
darn
little
close.
browner. It's very close, though, isn't it? Wouldn't you say these two are very close?
They're very, very close.
So that's like their magenta. So if you didn't have these colors, I certainly can mix your greens. That's their, this was their equivalent to, this was like their light yellow, and this orange one was their kind of this orange yellow was their azo yellow right there, okay, and turquoise blue, and this was brown and burnt sienna again. So those are the colors. That's a good point, John.
We'd like to thank Sally for the super chat with her little cartoon that says, "You are amazing." I think that was to me.
I'm sure it must be.
Oh, no
All
doubt.
right, let's try a little bit of zinc white.
Hey, we had a donation come in through the PayPal system from Marion. Thank you very much, Marion, for that.
Wow, Marion's so kind. Now, why do I have the light? Don't everybody answer at once. Why do I have the light on top of the top part of my branch?
Oh.
I know John knows, but you guys, think about that for a minute. Where's the light coming down from? We just told you, down here, right? So the top part of the branch, this is like a two-tone, like the old two-tone Chevys, right? It's a two-tone branch, and the lighter color coming down from the top. We could even make it lighter still. Now, right? I can just take some titanium with that, barely touch it now, and just in a few places have something a little lighter. Does that make sense? So don't be afraid to highlight your stuff. It makes it, if you have that, it makes it a little more authentic. How's that? Yes and yes? All right, so we've got our branch here. Now, this is dry enough where I can go ahead and paint in. The flowers are very pastel pink. Now, I want to talk about, say, these flowers here, because see, here's our branch right there. Can you see that? There's our branch. You've got these flowers here, which are kind of a pastel pink. And I want to mention that because in your regular magnolias, like, for instance, this is back out a little bit, John. This is a Academy tutorial that we have where we have these. These are the kind of magnolias that are in my front yard. They're not blossomed yet, or I would show them.
No, they're just little bulbuses.
So that's what when you think about magnolias, that's pretty much what I think about, those. And then here's another example of a tutorial that we have on our Senior Academy website of magnolias, okay? But the principles, kind of all the same, right? And if you like these kind of flower buds, here was another example. This is on YouTube. These are more apple blossoms, but again, it's the same idea. The blossoms with the light colors, and they're sort of these pale tinted flowers is what we're going for here. More tinted flowers, all right?
It's almost like a glaze.
Yeah, like a glaze almost. So in order to do that, we're going to put the flowers in white. Yes and yes. We're going to paint those white.
Hey, we'd like to thank Jigger from Canada for the donation that came through Super Chat. Best wishes to everyone. I hope all are happy, healthy, and enjoying an artistic summer.
Who's that from?
Jigger.
Oh, thank you. All right, so I'm going to put a dot here.
Canada, eh?
I'm going to put just curve a blossom going this way. This is titanium white now. Just using the same little small angle brush. And I've got another one coming back in here like that. Then here's one in the center that's doing this, kind of crossing over. And please note, I'll tell you something that you may not, the brush is damp, but it's been wiped off, okay? And the thing that is that I get new paint for each petal. Oh,
Versus leftovers?
Well, I mean, there's a tendency to, want to just use, I'm going to do another petal here.
Oh,
and I'm getting more paint.
Just
See, like,
going.
for instance, here, for the bud, I might be able to use the same amount of paint. But on the next flower, I'm going to re-dip into the paint. Does that make sense? So my biggest flower is right here, but I want to make sure I have this one kind of, that came up to a point. And This one I'm going to just, okay, there we go. All right, so let's see, let's just curve this around a little bit more than we had it. All right, so there's that flower. And then this bit, this first one, I love this one. Here's our first big petal right here, and then it's got one coming off it this way. Now I'm going to go get more paint. Then it's got a petal coming this way. And then way back here, there's one, and I'll just leave a little space between them like that. And this one kind of curves up like that, comes down like that. And this is actually two petals back there. And then I've got a couple on the side that are not pointy. There's almost, you're seeing the side of them. It's coming around this way, right on top of the branch like that. Okay. Now, please note that I'm getting more paint when I do this. And then I've got a really beautiful one just coming off of this way like that, in the sort of petal shape that's coming off like that. Yeah? Neat, right? Yes and yes? And let's see, let's keep going with this. I need to have this a little bit bigger here. There we go. So there's this flower. And I need a petals kind of, the petal does come to a point, but it's more rounded than I did it. Okay, like that. Okay, so there's that one. Then here, right here, sitting on another one, there's a branch that's coming up this way, which I didn't put. So we're going to skip a space. And I've got one that's just partially coming toward the light. And it's like a two-tone, two-petal thing. It's not, really hasn't blossomed out as much as it might. But here it is, there's this one. And it's coming this way. Okay? And then we've got a few miscellaneous buds here. Okay, like that. And on this branch here, come down here like that. I think that's probably pretty good here. There was nothing, it really didn't finish the end of this one, but I think we'll bring one up like that anyway, a couple going this way, up on the end of this. Just to kind of bring your flower, bring everything up. Yes and yes. And let's make this one a little taller. Let's make this one just a bit taller here. And there we go, like that. There. And so they're all white first. And I'm going to curve this one back. Let's curve this one, even though it isn't like that. In the photograph, we're going to curve it back. So, you know, so we're going to curve this one back a little bit. This little bud. It's a little bigger than some of the others. All right. So, at this point, I would get another dark branch. Okay, what did we say that was? Purple and brown, right? And I know I want another. Remember, we're just using the brush. We're not drawing the line, we're just pushing the brush and lifting up, and that gives you the more of the
branch-like effect.
And then we'll put a few little nubs coming off the branch, just like this. Little branch-like effect on the blossoms themselves, yeah. I think we also have some kind of cool cherry blossoms from Van Gogh too, if you remember, John. Remember that?
Yep.
I think we sold that painting.
That one I think has been sold.
Because I don't. John and I organized all the paintings, and all our paintings. They're all organized. You'd be so proud of us, right? Let's make the top of that branch a little lighter.
Got them all together and categorized.
Yeah. So if I'm looking for big blossoms or something with a vase, I can find them. Similar to how our if you've ever been to our Pinterest board on Pinterest, Ginger Cook Live on Pinterest is all one word, and you can find different boards. One of the fun boards is to see what our students are doing. 2020 student board. Look at that board. That is so cool to see what our students are doing, and then follow some of these back in time and see where they started. And it's amazing the progress that people make. This is absolutely a learnable skill. Okay.
Oh, speaking of learnable skills, Julie would like to know, did Ginger teach her daughter, Cinnamon, to paint?
Julie, that's an interesting idea. You know, this. Have you ever heard this? I think there's a scripture in the Bible that says the prophet's never honored in his own hometown. Remember that?
Yeah, there you go.
uh, uh, and that's not true. But Cinnamon was one of these. She was a naturally gifted artist, and she watched me paint. So yes, she did. She went to art school. She went to art college. She went to college, took degrees in art. She was selling her artwork and publishing it. You know, by the time she was 6 or 7, she was always really good at it. Do you have that little thing over there, John? Now I'll show you that.
I don't know where that thing is right now.
I thought it was right. It's right there. I can see it right there. It's right there. I can see it.
Oh, there it is.
I'm going to show you something. When Cinnamon was little, I saved all her stuff, everything she did in school. I saved everything, and I made a giant poster of it. And this is like 16 by 20 poster of her artwork and paintings. You know, the refrigerator art. But let me just show you this. You guys want to see this? All right. So this was Cinnamon in kindergarten.
Looks like her.
Isn't that cute? And then she had that gorgeous red hair too, that strawberry blonde hair. You can zoom in on that. And this was the kind of artwork she was doing in kindergarten. Look at the little ponies in the pine tree, right? This was the kind of stuff she was doing in first grade, these little unicorns and horses. Here's a picture of her with her own pony. Here's a picture of her when she was like, I don't know, 3. There's a baby Cinnamon. There's the rainbow. Come on, she's still doing this horse today, only a little better version, right? Come on, you guys.
Same thing.
That's things. And then I kept some of her stories in here too, because she was a gifted writer. I really thought she was going to be a published author like Stephen King or one of her stories. I was telling John today even that her stories were so fabulous that they were and she was in 9th grade. They were read all over the senior high school by the English department as an example of what writing should be. Tremendous writer and very, very gifted. I love this one too. This was her dragon. See, this is all.
Looks like a dragon out in space.
Yeah, and she wrote a poem to go with it, and I'd have to blow this up at this point with my camera, phone to be able to read you some of these, but they're fantastic, aren't they, John?
Absolutely.
And I found that I did a great big giant one of that, and over the years it moved and it got lost, but I still have that one. I keep meaning to send that to her, but that'll go up to her. But yes, always a gifted artist for sure. For sure, always a gifted artist. All right, so this is dried a little bit. Now the trick is, when it's dried like this, you want to try a little glazing medium. I'm just going to share that with you. This is satin glazing liquid by Golden, and it's one of my sort of standby stuff. You don't have to buy anything that big. You can get something this size. We've been playing with this bottle for a couple years, haven't we, John?
Oh yeah.
But I've got my white. Now most people would start glazing now, but we can't because we don't have enough white on there. This is the second coat. We have to do the second coat of paint. Do you see that? Because right now what's showing through is the background. So if we tried to glaze this now, we would be sorry. So now we're doing the second coat. Can I answer any questions why I'm doing the second coat?
I'm looking. Don't think so at the moment.
Come on, well, those are cool. That was cool of Cinnamon's artwork, wasn't it?
Yeah, they enjoyed that.
You know, because I mean, I look at what she paints today, and she won all kinds of awards for her art, and she was naturally good at it. And you know what else she could do? I'll brag on my kid for a little bit. Was that one of the things her dad had was that her dad was an absolute genius, and he could see things very 3D, dimensionally. When he was, like, for instance, he could build. For instance, he might build a camera case to go on his backpack, and he could just make the pattern pieces for it and imagine what it would look like all stacked together. I mean, I could sew, but I wanted directions. You know, put this piece A to B, sew that, got it, right? That kind of thing, right? He could actually make up the patterns, and Cinnamon was, she was able to do that too. She was a very gifted a sewer as far as just creating her own stuff, her own clothes and designs. She's very good at that. The other thing that I always thought she might have gone into was or clothing design too, because let's see, what else was she? Besides the writing, she was really good at that. Not so much music. Music was not her thing. In fact, I got her piano lessons when she was in the first grade. There was this musician that he wanted to, he was teaching piano because he hadn't made it as a rock star yet, but he was a very talented musician, and, I was glad about that, but he had, I think I paid for a month of piano lessons, and he told me not to waste my money. So, okay, she's good at a lot of other stuff, just to be good at everything, right?
Here's a question for you. I have heard that using some mediums make the layer more plastic. True or false?
I don't know. I've never had any trouble with mediums ever. And
Well,
your
the whole
paint
acrylic
is plastic, friends.
Yeah, the
It's all
acrylic is
plastic.
plastic.
It's all plastic.
It's still bendable. It's still pliable. It
Yeah.
doesn't make it rigid.
No.
So, if you get a good quality medium, like a golden product, we've never had a problem them doing anything bizarre or strange to the
No.
canvas.
No. Yeah.
Where do I find Ginger's May Photo Challenge painting? I checked both academies. Wasn't that the Snapdragon? That's posted. It's where the challenge was. Ginger's painting's in there.
The Snapdragon, yeah.
Actually, go verify, but that's where I saw it last.
All right.
And to find it, you probably have to go up and look for challenge in the search.
Okay,
Which
I
I
think
will
I
do.
can, before I dry it, I can do this before I do this. I'm going to just, this little flower right here had a little brown,
June, May.
kind of a fastener here, and this is burnt sienna rather. So I'm going to just,
Yeah, just do a search for the word challenge and it will show up. In Junior Academy. We're only going to be posting in the Junior Academy the challenges. It's a challenge to keep one website up to date. Cinnamon often sings to us during her videos.
well,
And now, how often have we brought that topic up?
Cinnamon, well, that's good. And actually, I sent her to a private school for gifted children. And, how they taught Cinnamon to sing was, they put her between two people that could really hear the music and really sing, and they taught her to sing. And the headmistress was very emphatic about implying somehow that people couldn't learn to sing. So just how I am about people can't paint. Well, you either can paint or you can't, because I'm emphatic that you can all learn. Her principal was very emphatic about everybody can learn. Okay.
Everybody can learn to sing.
Everybody can learn to sing. That's what she said anyway. And Cinnamon, it does sing well. And in fact, John's family, John, not my John, but Cinnamon's John, has perfect pitch, and he can hear. We have left movie theaters because he couldn't hear all the speakers, and he wanted his money back. Cinnamon and I were happy to stay there and finish the movie, but he felt if he was paying for that, all the speakers.
He
should
wanted
work.
all 10 speakers, not just 8.
Yeah, and kind of reminds me of Cinnamon's dad used to whine about movies if they were using the wrong airplane engine on a plane, or it was a 2-cycle engine and it was a 4-cycle motorcycle. It was the wrong sound.
See, that would bother me too. That would.
Yeah, but you know what? Or maybe.
But I wouldn't leave the movie unless the movie was bad.
Well, no, he'd spend a lot of time whining about it, and I'm just saying that.
I'd get over it.
I'm going to do a little bit of orange here. I'm going to take some yellow.
If
and
you are
red.
experiencing that Ginger and John are blurry today, check your resolution, which is done by moving your mouse or finger over the video. Go down to the bottom where it has a little gear. The 4th icon from the right to the left is a little gear. Click on it and make sure you are on HD or above. 720p and above will get it sharp. 360 and below will be fuzzy. I was at 360, it was fuzzy. I went to 720, it was sharp, and I'm now in at 1080, and it's sharper still. Again, the little gear in your video.
Most people wouldn't know about a gear, John.
How could you not know about a gear?
Well, they just wouldn't, and I wouldn't think there was a gear that either the stupid video works or it doesn't. I mean, that's how most of us think, John. What's so wrong with it's the computer, it's the internet, it's something. No one would think to go, oh gosh, there goes that gear again. Wish I knew. All right, I'm going to take a little purple, and
How does a member of a senior academy access the junior academy? And David, you would go to the junior academy, create your free junior academy membership, and then you would use to contact us and say, I'm a senior member, I created my junior, give me my access. And I will take care of it. I thought you already were over there.
Maybe she's asking in case people don't know.
That could
be. You think so?
Could be. Which is a good question.
All right, so we're going to just take a little more white paint and just thin that out here. So I have to dry this
Amy,
anyway.
I didn't see your favor. I can scroll back up, but Amy, ask it again. Now that I see that you're looking, I will look for it.
She said, what are we looking for?
Amy is asking a favor. Well, she said, did John see my favor? Wait, there's a favor up here. I saw her name. That didn't look like a favor, though.
There's a little bit of brown here, like this. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of bright orange, I think. Because we're going to dry this anyway. Let's just pop these colors up sometime. There we go, just a little bit of bright orange. This is the Paroli red. Okay, John, we'll make some labels for these. That's fair. If we're going to use them, I think that's fair.
We will make some labels.
Mm-hmm. Ask Charlie to make them.
And what good is it going to do have one up in Michigan?
Well, he can send us to him. He can do the template. He's got his internet back on. Let's get that boy working. All right, so we got a little orange there. All right, so I'm going to dry this, and then we're going to go ahead and keep going with our, see how I outlined a little bit. I'm going to take, before I do that, I'm taking a little bit of white paint and just thin that outline down. See that? Just barely touch it. I barely want to see that outline. Just kind of cover it up just a little bit. There we go. All right, I'm going to dry this, and then we're going to glaze. And,
wait. Would Ginger be willing to do her Natasha impression from Rocky and Bullwinkle?
Oh.
Come on. Come on. We got Moose and Squirrel over here.
Okay.
Or Moose and Bear.
No, we're going to talk about Moose because we've got to get that squirrel. I'm telling Boris right now that we got to get the squirrel.
Oh, the little things we do in life.
Yeah.
Ginger,
Really?
I'm painting acrylic on stepping stones. Should I put a coat of GAC first, like 100 or 200? I would go to Golden and look up their GACs because I think it's one of the other ones. It's not 100, and I don't think it's 200. But they have one that's on a non-porous material or one that's designed for what you're trying to do. But yeah, I would put GAC on it to make sure it really stick it good.
All right, I'm going to dry this. And then we're going to go ahead and glaze. Those will be
Wait,
fun.
wait. Before you do that, can we just take a second and show Lana's painting?
Oh, yeah, listen, you guys, that probably could dry while we're doing it. John got a gift in the mail today.
I love gifties.
And he got the reference photo.
Wait. Let me hold that up on my screen. I got the reference photo. She gave me. Okay.
Then here it is. This was John's tractor in a barn from Lana. She sent this to John. It came in our mail today.
And she even gave me her traceable paper.
And she gave her traceable paper that she put the tractor on with. How nice is that? Thank you, Lana. That was adorable. John has it in his tractor collection. Thank you very much.
We appreciate it. Well,
we appreciate it.
At least the stuffy staff does.
And then probably the other thing we should show before we get too far, because we're almost done with this.
Back out a little more.
You know, for those of you that are a member of our Seniors Academy, we also have a separate, I'm excited to tell you something kind of neat too. We have a separate section called Wave and Water Masterclass. And you can join for just a month and then quit, or you can be, if you're already a senior member, it's a small fee extra to have both. You can have both. But in any event, because we got a little behind during the quarantine, this is the second of our, I think I showed this before, but I want to show it again in case you missed it. This is our Pebble Beach Golf Course, hole number 7. It's on a 12 by 24 canvas. John's hoping to get this out tonight to the Academy.
Tonight or tomorrow for sure.
It'll be in the Academy in the senior membership. And John and I got to talking about this, and see what you guys think. We got to talking, particularly the Academy members. We're thinking about doing Wave and Water Plus. And what that's going to mean is that every once in a while, we're going to have something else besides Wave and Water. In addition to your monthly videos, you're going to get something for our design class. We're going to start our design class with the Wave and Water because you're up to speed to do it. So it'll be the design class will also be part of that. So I thought,
as we work them out,
we'll just release them as
eventually
we do them.
That design class will be up for sale, is what we're thinking. Depending on how it goes, or we may just start on a whole nother academy just for that. We just have to see the interest.
But right now it'll be Wave and Water Plus, and any other things, instruction you guys are gonna get it.
The Wave and Water people are going to be used as our test area.
Yeah. All right. So here's my
our test people.
Here's my medium.
So thank you, Anna, for your tractor for me.
Mm-hmm. Here's my glazing medium, and here's it's mostly about 75% glazing medium, and a little bit of color. And I want to just see I'm going to just glaze over these flowers.
That's how I would do it, right there.
Look, isn't that gorgeous? Going to glaze over these flowers, right over the white like that, and I want it a little bit more here. I'm going to want this one a little lighter. And I also want a little bit of blue on that because there's a little bit of purple in here, so I'll take a little bit of the mostly glazing on a little bit of blue on this one.
Amy says, thank you very much for the Letitia impression. I really needed that today. Sometimes you need that.
Well, who doesn't like Boris Natasha?
Well, I say moose and squirrel don't.
Moose and squirrel.
Moose and bear aren't real crazy about her.
Not so big fan, but mostly. Then I went to Germany. My friends, my girlfriend could understand me if I was asking something. If Natasha asked, she understood what I said. Must get food for lunch now, okay? We need this now. She goes, yeah, okay. See, it's a little bit of blue on there. See, everybody thinks it's just blue, but it's also can be purple too. And here's a little bit of this, the magenta.
Does Ginger paint every day?
No.
Not every day. Some days she's designing instead.
Yeah, designing, painting.
Because if I'm busy and I can't film it, because I'm busy, then she just has to. She spends the day designing.
Yeah, just put a little.
And then sometimes we do a marathon, and we'll do 2 or 3 paintings in a session.
In the session.
And drive her nuts.
All right.
It just warms her up for those marathons that we do for the auction.
So we've tinted all these flowers, yes and yes. Now I'm going to come back with titanium white, which I can do, right? And I can add a little bit of white to these. I want you so even while they're still wet, I can still do that. I can have a little bit of white in this flower, and the tint really is my shadow color. Does that make sense? So I can come on up here and use the tint as the color that's more in shadow. And look at the dimension you get on these flowers if you do that, yeah? Remember, the light's coming down from the top, and I have a cheat sheet that told me where the light is on these flowers. So I can then create a flower that's behind this, a little petal is behind that one because of here, let's just take this like this and pull this around like this. Anyways, you can layer your flowers then too. You see that? You can layer your petals because you've already got your shadow color in.
Gives them more depth. Isabel's asking, I just became a junior member. Do I have access to the traceables? I can't find them. If you sign up as a free member, you do not. But as a free member, you can upgrade to the basic subscriber, and that will get you the YouTube lessons and the Quarantine Quickies. and that's $4.95 a month. And when you log in on the members homepage, you'll have a little button there that says upgrade, and there's also a video that explains how to do it. And you can upgrade to that level or the Junior Academy at $16.95 a month, and that gives you what we used to call 1 and 2 cookie lessons from the main academy, more instructions without all the chit chat that Ginger and I seem to do during the YouTube shows.
And also, if you watch any of our YouTube videos from the Junior Academy and go into, because we have those on there, they seem to not have ads.
Yeah.
So those of you who are sitting here telling me, I wish I didn't have the ads on these, that's the way not to see them. Just a little brush here. Just want to make sure I've got this. All right.
How's the puzzle project going? That's a good question. I'm glad you asked. I am starting now to rename all the files to the proper file name, puzzle piece name, so that I can see who I'm still missing. And that's a little longer process than I was hoping, but we're going through that. Hopefully we'll have a little more of an update on Monday's show. But it's coming along nicely. The pieces are looking good. The pieces are definitely looking better this time than they did the first time. And I think the third one will even be better. So we're getting there. Go ahead, my queen. You may communicate now.
Oh, can I?
Hey, it's your show.
It's hard to tell.
Well, I know it is sometimes.
Telling you what, it's hard to tell. I'm just being rude. Let's see. I need a little bit of a. I'm looking at my cheat sheet here. I need a little bit of a dark separation on this little petal here, right like that. Okay, that one right there. And I think I want something a little bit lighter on my,
a little baby bud?
Yeah, little baby buds here. You want, these are not, when you're painting stuff like this, you want to, this is where you can put in your, now we can add a few other little miscellaneous branches, but let's do that like that. Let's just do a little bit of blue and brown, see if I can get something. So I want to say that maybe down in here, see a little bit of brown and purple. It's not dark enough. All right. I might want to put a few little. Now I'm going to just have a few little branches doing this. They don't have to do much. Just I added a couple more. And can you see how easy it is to put these in? Okay.
Piece of cake.
When you use these angle brushes, I can't say enough nice things about angle brushes. They're just way cool, okay?
Hey, we'd like to thank Sandra for the donation that came in through PayPal. Thank you for the wonderful pack, personal art coaching on my kittens. You make such a difference.
Oh, I loved your kittens. She did.
Adorable kittens.
There was four kittens on a satin bed, I guess, in long, skinny canvas, and she had. I thought it out so well. Had a wonderful reference photo, and
didn't she combine a bunch of photos?
Well, she had the three, and then she combined. She had the one kitten wasn't all that great in the reference photo, so she found a better kitten and added it to the group. And then they weren't on a satin anything, so she changed the colors and she put them all on there, and it's
a work of art.
Well, and if you want to see it, if you want to see Sandra's painting, we post our Sandra can post on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So maybe Saturday she will have got it done and posted it on our Facebook club. And if you see Sandra's painting, if you see a painting and you're going over to our Facebook club, it's free to join. This is where you're going to see the original pieces people come up with, and even original pieces can still get help with personal art coaching. And I think that's important to know that, right?
I think it is.
And
absolutely.
So I've got a brand new clean brush here, and I'm just going into the Zinc White, and I'm going to come up here like this right now.
Gently.
Barely touching this right now. I'm going to come down here. Now, this is the next layer. See, look at that.
Brighten that up.
Layer right on the top there, like that. And brighten those flowers up a little bit.
And we'd also like to thank Carrie for her donation that came in through PayPal. Thank you very much, Miss Carrie.
Yes. Barely touching this. A little bit of yellow there. Just a little bit brighter there. There's our flowers. So,
David didn't follow instructions.
He didn't?
No. He goes, please give me access to the full Ginger site so I can see the challenge. Thanks. Didn't I say you have to tell me that you created your account?
You have to
And
actually
that you're
email
a senior
Jon.
member?
Yes.
Really? Hello?
Yeah. Well, David's
I'll
a
take care
senior
of you
member.
after the show, bud.
David's a senior member.
Yeah, he is.
All right, we're gonna sign this. Who's gonna win this, Jon?
We're already done?
Yeah.
Where did the hour go?
I don't know.
We just got here.
We just got here. Here it is. On our
Beautiful
nice,
red background.
beautiful pink background. All right, that's what I've got. That's kind of how you do. I think we kind of.
Well, I didn't realize we were at the end of the show. I guess we have to pick a winner.
Now this the grid will be on our Junior Academy website as part of your resources, along with the original photograph. All right, so you can see that it will be there. And part of me wants to make this flower pinker. Do you think I should make it pinker?
Which one? Which
one.
flower?
This one. Yeah, it's pretty pale in here. See, it's pretty pale. If I made it pinker, your eye would go right there. I think I'll just leave it. I'm going to dry it and make it pinker, you guys. All right.
Did you look at the other? Wait.
I did. I looked at the one you
because
printed.
You
enhanced it. Yeah.
All right. While she's drying that, make sure if you want a chance to win this, make sure you get your entry in now. We've only got 300 entry, well 302, 303, as we keep with 300. Okay, you're getting the idea. Get in now if you want an opportunity to get this little puppy because it's going to go fast. Remember, we're also going to be drawing for a Salvador kit. As I said earlier, which I should be saying this during the blasting. I think I'll wait on that. But make sure you get your entry in as the Queen finishes up. And I was about to tell you, we picked up the Salvador kits here in the U.S. at $19.95 and applied our 15% discount on top of that, so they were dirt cheap. I picked up 4 of those. So the link is in the description with the coupon code that you would use on Amazon US. We're up to 311.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I like that better.
Put a little bit more color in it, even though the photograph didn't have it. A little bit more.
You're taking what we call artistic licensing.
Yeah, a little bit more. Yeah.
312. All right, let's see who is going to be the lucky owner of the Magnolia Spring Blossoms.
Yeah, that popped them up a little bit, you guys, didn't it? I'm telling you, just sort of needed that.
What color did you use?
I used the Holbein.
The opera?
I
knew it.
Luminous rose. Luminous rose, and that you can't get that color any other way. People always laugh about that, somebody said, I think we posted it on Pinterest. Marjorie did. So where you can get this in Canada, it's called Luminous Rose, and if you want this color pink, it's almost impossible to get any other way.
I don't know how else to get it. I would have to work on that.
Nobody else has a color like this, so until or you can get it with your Posca pens too. But you can get it that way, Posca pens. All right, now I'm going to sign it. It just popped it up, and why is that? Because it's not magic. It's complements. Red and
color wheel.
Green are complements. So when you put red and green together, even if it's pink and light green, same thing, huh? Everybody goes, ooh, that's so pretty. Was nice before, then it got better. Guessing yes?
Magic.
I want everybody to have a really wonderful Father's Day. I hope that you enjoyed some of our paintings that we are offering for Father's Day. We've got some really good lessons. I can't show to you because it's gone, but the little boy fishing with with his dad, that was a really good painting. We've got the waving water trout, that one. We've got some stuff up on the internet.
Kathy Bunch is the winner of our Blossom, and she is from Tennessee. Come on down, Tennessee.
Wow! Congratulations, Kathy. So I hope that
We need your mailing address. Use the contact us on one of the many websites, and we'll connect you.
Yeah.
Now, for the person lucky enough to get a Salvador paint kit with 24 beautiful colors,
And plus an extra white.
plus an extra white that's
And
double
12
size,
brushes, and a palette knife, and
a palette that we think is kind of useless, but we never used it.
but you might. But anyway, there you
But
go.
we'll play with that someday. I'll play with that. All right, I've got the winning number for that individual. I just got to find my sheet. There it is. Wrong sheet. That's the sheet. And that person is, I'm going to go way back in time. It's a way back machine. Well, my goodness, look who it is.
Who?
A guy named Andrew.
Really?
A person from Haiti.
All right, Andrew. Awesome.
Now, how do you know we don't have more than one Haiti person here?
Well, we actually have two artists from Haiti now, but Andrew's our only guy from Haiti. So congratulations, Andrew, for winning the Salvador paint. That's awesome. And he has a P.O. box in the United States, and that's where they'll ship it to him. He's going to like
Well,
that.
you give me the address you want to ship to, and we'll take care of it.
Yeah, wherever you want it. Yeah, you tell us where you want it. So
We
congratulations.
don't circumvent the system,
Time
ma'am.
to get a lottery ticket, Andrew, when you're starting to, when the winds are coming in like that, right?
The winds are coming in.
The winds are coming in, right?
All right, anything else, my queen?
No, except that I want to say that if you like this style of painting,
Let
this
us know.
would be very pretty on a long, skinny painting. Long, skinny, would be very pretty with a bunch more flowers and maybe a couple big ones. Could be very pretty. This type of painting, you can do a lot with it. Enjoy the techniques we showed you on how to do this.
We did.
And we will see you Monday. I hope everybody has a happy Father's Day. The question that I guess I'm going to ask, if you feel like leaving it in the comments afterwards, is have you taken advantage of and enjoyed our reference photos in the BA Academy? Did you want to do another BA? I'd like to do one more drawing, John, if you could. Could you do
Okay,
one more?
my queen.
One more drawing before.
We're not leaving yet, folks. Hope you haven't left.
One more drawing. One more drawing. And here's
One more drawing.
I'd like to do I'd like to have someone draw for the Wave and Water Masterclass.
You want to give away a Wave and Water Masterclass.
Yeah, I want 2 months in Wave and Water.
2 months of Wave and... Did you clear this with the accounting department, Miss Ellie?
We're doing it anyway. 2 months for the Wave and Water Masterclass.
I
It's just
see.
to kind of maybe, let's...
All right.
2 months. If you're already a Wave and Water Masterclass winner, then what we'll do is you can do one of our downloadable lessons. We'll tell you what the equivalent would be.
Basically any of them.
So you have the choice, Wave and Water or VLL if you'd rather do that. Either one. Wave and Water or Masterclass.
For 2 months.
2 months.
2 months.
Or Senior Academy. 2
Senior
months
Academy.
either Wave and Water or
Oop.
Senior or VLL.
That person is from Houston.
Really?
Well, it says Houston,
No kidding.
but it says Scotland after it. Is there Scotland, Houston?
I don't know. Just say the name.
Tom Langley.
Tom, congratulations. All right, Tom. So use the contact us. Let us know. Email us, and John will give you the details of
Whatever you want.
which one you want. And congratulations and happy Father's Day, Tom.
How appropriate that was.
All
To
right.
think of it. All right, Tom. Use the contact us on one of our many websites, Ginger Cook Live. Well, they're right there on the screen. I put them on the screen now. Look at that.
And
That's so
listen,
organized.
again, thank our moderators for coming. Thank you guys. Stay strong. Let's
Fist
do a
bump it.
face punch. Fist bump. Woo hoo.
Woo hoo.
Woo hoo. Woo hoo.
All right,
All right,
Natasha.
you guys. Take care. Bye.
Bye, everyone.